xtlewis.com. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Amy on KMOX. You hear that guy just say it? Well, he wasn't lying because that's the name of the show. Good morning to you. It's an early day for us. You know why? Because we'll tell you. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. But we are going to have a nice time with you for the next couple of hours, and we want you to visit with the show, 314-436-7900, to call and text, to leave us voice messages. Do it on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, to download it to your phone. It's free, and you can listen to Cardinals baseball on it for free as the games happen. Watch the show as well on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We are on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Hey, man, I know everybody doesn't love the NBA, but I'm going to tell you something. Last night was an historic game in the NBA Finals. The Knicks came back from down 29. It was the biggest comeback in the history of the finals.
Of the playoffs.
Crazy. Absolutely insane what happened last night.
What a fun game. And I have unbelievable news. If you need a job and you're a locksmith, you're never going to guess who's looking to hire a locksmith. That's right. It's the City Justice Center. You remember the City Justice Center where the locks haven't worked for years and years? They need a guy.
And the Cardinals defeated the Mets last night. You know what that means? Today at 12:10, they'll have an opportunity to sweep. That's right. We have the pregame show starting at 11:15. That's why we are done a little bit early today. So 11:15 pregame, 12:10 first pitch, Cardinals and Mets. And by the way, Jordan Walker has a career high in home runs now, and it is June 11th. He's having a fantastic all-star caliber season.
Harper lobs it inside. Castle hasn't lost it. That's it. It's over. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback and lead it 3-1. Now 1 win away from a title. It's unbelievable. This blossoming two-way star with one of the biggest shots, biggest plays in Knicks history. And to quote the great Jack Buck, I don't believe what I just saw.
How about it, Mike Breen? ABC with the highlight. And Mike Breen giving a shout out to Jack Buck.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that recall. That was pretty great.
So, Ranj, I don't watch the NBA at all. Like, I'll watch college basketball during March Madness, but I don't watch the NBA. I watched Game 3 of the Knicks and Spurs, and it was not the most exciting game. But, of course, I turned on Game 4 last night, and partly because it's a star-studded event, baby. Holy cow, the stars were out in force last night. And I'm not even someone who gets into that type of thing. I don't watch award shows and all of that. But for some reason, just the atmosphere, the vibe, seeing all of, Jimmy Fallon, Larry David, Taylor Swift, Ben Stiller, just in the background of this basketball game, it's a spectacle. And I love a spectacle. And then for the Knicks to be down by 29 points, I thought, okay, this game's kind of boring again, but kind of watching the background people, seeing how excited all of these Hollywood celebrities get. I thought the game was over.
Well, everybody did. I
was going to bed.
Nobody came back from 29 points.
No.
Ever. So, and so I know that for those who don't really care for the league, as it can be, because when it is good, the NBA is really, really good. It is a terrific product when it's really good. And it just hasn't been for a couple of years, and there are a bunch of reasons for it. And there will be a rebound, I think, at some point. We're gonna see the NBA really come back because it's very easy to fall in love with it. We know that viewership is up for it in this final. I know Game 3, when those ratings came out, it was one of the most watched in something like 20 years. So this series has been pretty good. And that's the thing. I know people don't always like the NBA, but last night, that was something completely out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Just a special game. And I was watching it too. And then when they went down by, when the Knicks went down by like, I think it was 25 or something. And I just I had it on, but I was sort of tuning out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd look up every now and then like, oh, the lead's 15. Oh, now it's 8. Like, oh my gosh, it's 5. This is this is coming back. And that's what the sport can be. And I think about it in context of, man, it would be so great to have this league here in St. Louis. And I know that that's a long shot and it is a pipe dream and it probably will never happen.
Which is weird because we seem like such a great basketball city.
We would be. I think we would be.
And we've got room for it now since we've lost to the Rams.
Right. There's no although it's a larger commitment than football.
Sure.
Football's expensive, right? But you only have 8 or 9 dates a year.
This would be closer to hockey.
81. Or I'm sorry, 40. It would be 41.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they could fill an arena for 41 games. I think they could get 19,000 people. Certainly up front. The issue would probably be corporate sponsorships and that kind of thing. But seeing a game like that, and yes, there were all those celebrities, and I think, man, we could have Kevin Kline courtside.
John Hamm.
We could have John Hamm courtside.
The entire cast of The Office.
But
half the cast from The Office.
You're right, though. As far as NBA games go that aren't like all-star games, like literal all-star games in the middle of the season, I don't know that I've seen that many celebrities at one. It was Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David, Taylor Swift, Ben Stiller,
John McEnroe, Spike Lee.
I mean, we're talking about like legit stars, not
Jimmy Fallon was there.
Not people who are. Yeah, I think I kind of
remember when I said I showed you
Timothée Chalamet.
Oh yeah, the Kardashian that he's dating, and then I showed you the Instagram post last week from the Carolina Hurricanes for the Stanley Cup Final. And I do have to give hockey the credit of this was the most watched game last week, and I think the most watched final since pre-COVID. So hockey's kind of coming back. Good on them.
Yeah.
But they said the stars were out tonight. I didn't know a single
that's right. It was all influencers
person.
Or something,
it was
right?
all influencers and all TikTok people. This game, and like I said, I am not someone who likes Hollywood gossip. I don't like Hollywood. I don't watch movies. I watch Hallmark, right? So it's not like I'm even really someone who tracks the stars. But I'll tell you what, for some reason, and maybe it's like I said, I love a spectacle. You're in New York. You're at MSG. And I would say the foreground for a lot of the game, there's a tall girl in a blue T-shirt and a ponytail with a blue ribbon, and you're like, that's so weird. That's just Taylor
Swift hanging out. Yeah.
She's just there cheering. And then in the background of all the plays, like, oh, did the ball go out of bounds? And you see the ball in slow motion, and behind the ball in slow motion is Jimmy Fallon and Jerry Seinfeld. And again, I just love a spectacle. For some reason, I thought it was so fun. It was fun to see all of that.
Do you know what was really fun about last night? Just Seinfeld specifically. He has a bit, and I don't know if it's one of his most recent stand-up specials or tours or whatever, and he does a whole thing about people recording on their cell phones. Like, I better record this. People are going to want to see this later. Nobody cares about your cell phone video. And last night, the camera catches him recording with his cell phone stuff that's going on post-game on the court. So even Seinfeld, who has a whole bit about how people should stop recording with their phones because nobody cares about your videos, he's recording videos.
Funny.
It just was I think that's very funny.
I respect that it was post-game and not during the game. I do respect that.
I didn't see if he did it or not during the game.
That is funny because he's like, he goes off on phones and people recording stuff, like how he wouldn't even watch, I wouldn't watch my kid on their phone. Like, I'm not going to look at your screen. Also, another thing is you know how I feel, Amy, and I'm not really happy with the Spurs, who completely coughed it up. They scored 30. Stop trying?
30 points. Terrible. Yeah. There was one point, and Chuck Barkley after the game was complaining about the fact they were up by like 20, and they were still shooting threes. And at one point, they shot 8 in a row, and they missed like 7 of them or something. Anyway, they blew it. They blew it as much as the Knicks came back. So here's what I'm upset about. Do you want to take a guess? Because you know how I feel about playoffs.
Okay, hold on, wait.
All right, so last night was game 4.
And you're watching game 4.
Last night was game 4. Now the series is 3-1.
Yes.
It could have been 2-2. And it should have been 2-2 after last night.
You're
Should have
upset
been
that
tied.
you're not going to get a game 6.
I'm upset that we don't have a guaranteed game 6. I am so pissed at San Antonio. Like, I don't have a rooting interest in what happens in the series. I'm fine if the Knicks win. I'm fine if the Spurs win. I don't care. But I am upset that I'm not going to get a game 6 potentially. That makes me so mad because we were guaranteed it with like 2 minutes to go. We were guaranteed a game 6.
I just kept looking at the score. I thought, have the Spurs been at 97 points for 12 minutes?
Bro,
like it never moved. I will say this about not having a rooting interest. Like I said, I don't even watch the NBA. I'm learning who's on the team. Like last night, I'm learning players' names.
Yeah.
Okay? And I was that excited about it. I will say, I'm rooting pretty hard for the Knicks. It's been a long time. There have been a lot of long-suffering Knicks fans. And the last time the Knicks had a lead in the NBA final, as I said, was June 14th or June 12th, 1994, a.k.a. the day of the O.J. Simpson chase.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Doesn't that kind of make you want to cheer for the Knicks just because Madison Square Garden, it's a spectacle. I know it's New York and no one feels sorry for New York, but I'm kind of cheering for them here.
Some of their fans on the streets after games have been tremendous buttholes.
I've heard that.
And they've been really rude to, and more than rude, they've been mean and aggressive with like Spurs fans and stuff.
I wasn't sure how widespread it was because you know how sometimes one incident gets blown up like it's happening a lot, but I did see
it's happened a couple of times.
Yeah, some scary footage of people getting pushed and kind of assaulted.
That's not great.
Yeah.
But and that's not all of Knicks fandom. I have said this before. I think that sports are good when the big markets are good. And I don't think that means the big markets like New York and LA should be good all the time. But I think it is cool when the New York Knicks are actually championship contenders. Because it's the Knicks, man, and they've been kind of lousy for 25 years. So this is kind of a cool thing that's happening right now.
I will say this. You know how, like, big moments in sports, big games, they usually have a nickname, like the flu game, know, or, whatever the kick, whatever it may be. Do you know what they're kind of calling this game now?
Tell me.
The right hand of God game. The hand of God game from... Oh my gosh! Did they say OG?
OG,
OG.
Yep.
When his teammate, again, I'm learning the players' names. Shot a 3-pointer, it hit the rim, and OG jumped higher than like 3 Spurs players, and then like tipped it in. They're all calling that the moment, and so they're calling it the hand of God game.
And also, it is a game where you need to. This should be a lesson to anybody who is in sports, in any sport. That you should try to be as cerebral as you possibly can be. Just be smart. Because if you're a guy named De'Aaron Fox and you steal the ball with the lead at about 12 seconds to go in the game, just run it out. Run it out, waste clock, and then you win. You win the game. And he tried to do too much. So he tried to go up and get a layup, and he got blocked. And then the Knicks got the ball back, came down, scored, and won the game. So here's the lesson for you as an adult in your softball league, or you as a child in the car, or a parent of a child who is learning how to play sports.
Yeah.
Use your brain. It's the mental mistakes that hurt the worst. Always. This should be a lesson. De'Aaron Fox should be a lesson to all children playing sports right now.
There you go. And I will have this remark about how you know it was a great game. John, who's watching on Facebook, said Jim Dolan spoils the good vibes, though. And I'll say that's how good the game was. I forgot about Jim Dolan. Never once did I even think about him.
Oh, he's the worst.
That's a great game.
Yeah. Great game. He's the worst.
I forgot about him completely.
Also, we mentioned the Cardinals. They won last night. Usually we would lead with the Cardinals, but that was honestly... I think it's the only time we'll ever lead with the NBA.
It might be the only time we ever talk about the NBA.
It might be, but it was just such a crazy game.
And it wasn't just basketball fans watching. Like, it really turned, it was just a spectacle.
Yeah, very, very
Yeah.
cool moment. Good for them. Cardinals did win last night, and they're trying to sweep the series today. Jordan Walker, dude, he's speaking of New York. Like, these two things happened in New York last
Yes.
night. Cardinals won against the Mets, and then the Knicks won their game. The sports world last night was centered in New York City,
Love it.
ahead of the World Cup, which starts today. It's the Chris and Amy Show. We'd love to hear from you at 314-436-7900 on KMOX.
If you replace an old system with a new system, your bills will go down. Promise you. The so-called high efficiency stuff only works if your house is efficient. I don't care about single stage, double stage, multi-stage, variable speed, blah, 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 and SEER ratings. How long can I keep the heat inside my house? And how long do I keep the heat outside? That's efficiencies. If you want an air conditioner that will cool your house in the heat of the day, and you want a furnace that will heat your house in the coldest of days, or you need a new furnace or air conditioner, you want common sense approach, no pressures, and just the probably, I would have to say, with no bias, the best company I've ever seen. Are you ready? They have one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600, or on the internet, bartinman.com. Now that is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
It is not hard to destroy a college.
Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now, Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, let's talk about refinancings, and let's just bottom line this. Everyone needs money at some point in their life.
You know what, Dave? There's so many different ways you can make money. Number one, go to a lower rate. If you financed over the last 3 years, chances are you're paying a higher rate than what you can today. Refinance with the Bagel loan, no closing costs at all. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people are concerned not about the cash flow, but overall interest that you're paying. Go from a 30-year to a 20-year. The rates are lower on a 20-year versus a 30-year. Save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And third is the really easy way. You need cash. I need cash. Take cash out. Refinance now. Take the money you need. Keep the payment the same. It's easy. It's simple. All with no closing costs with that Bagel loan.
If you're looking to save money, get a little cash to your pocket, and do it with the right person, give Stewie a call or a text on his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today from Missouri Department of Mental Health.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Peterson, the lefty, delivers, and that pitch is hit hard. Deep left center field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark, or is it? No, it's over the wall. A big fly for Jordan Walker. A 3-run homer. That carried over the 370 sign.
How about that? Jordan Walker has gotten to 17 home runs on the season, and this man is having a season. He really is. And All-Star voting is already underway, so you can go there, Cardinals.com, and you can find the link to vote for your favorite All-Stars. I really think it would be tough to leave him off the team. I think in one way or another, he's going to get on. So either the fans vote him in, or he's going to go in as a reserve, but or maybe one of those final vote kind of things. But Jordan Walker is, and it's awesome that he's having such a good season because of everything that happened leading up to it over the last 2 years, where you just didn't know. He wasn't progressing. He looked lost. He was beating the ball into the ground instead of hitting line drives and home runs and, just in getting on base and hitting for average. He was doing none of that stuff before. And there were a lot of Cardinals fans, and this isn't unusual for a fan base, because a lot of times people, they get tired of a player who's not playing well very quickly, and there's no patience at all. So I know a lot of Cardinals fans were over him last year. And to see him doing what he's doing this season, and the fact that he's still doing it. It's 2.5 months in, and it's still going, and he's had a couple of rough patches, and he's rebounded from each of those rough patches. It seems like Jordan Walker has actually arrived.
So as we mentioned, or it was mentioned last night, after the game, multiple times, that his 17 home runs is a new career high for him. So he has 17 home runs through 64 games. His previous career high was 16 home runs in 117 games.
Right.
But as Daniel Guerrero points out in the Post-Dispatch, so Walker has 52 RBIs through 64 games. He said that's the most for a Cardinal since Paul Goldschmidt hit through 64 games. Since Paul Goldschmidt hit 58 RBIs, or had 58 RBIs in 64 games in 2022 when he won the National League MVP.
Yeah. And
those are the numbers that Paul Goldschmidt had, and he won the NL MVP in that year.
He's already at a career high for RBIs, too.
Yep.
And this is, going back to 2023. That's when he had the 16 home run season. So he's already by far having his best year. And we still have 3.5 months to go, which is crazy. And I'm so, I don't want to say proud because he's not my baby boy or anything, but
he's
just
grown up right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for the organization too, because they, I don't think they had any choice but to continue to give him opportunities, but they continue to believe in him or give him a chance, and he is taking that chance and running with it.
So I flip back and forth. Like I said, I listened to the Cardinals game on KMOX, obviously. Love to hear our broadcasters, but I'll flip back and forth with TV. And I was watching the television broadcast, and Danny Wexelman was talking about a conversation she had with Mason Wynn and how close he is to Jordan Walker and how excited Mason Wynn is for Jordan Walker's success, how he knew it was there. And he said that he talks to Jordan Walker year-round. He goes, I talked to him in the offseason, and apparently Mason Wynn said, I don't talk to anybody in the offseason.
That's funny.
But he goes, I don't talk to anybody, but he talks to Jordan Walker, and how now that, Jordan Walker is having this career year, that he's the same guy, the way he acts, his attitude, and then they were saying it, Chip Carey was saying it, that yeah, he's the same when he talks to the media, whether he's struggling or whether he's doing great. He's just very even keel. So like you said, you're excited for him.
Yeah.
You're excited for him. Just that he's easy to cheer for. And it's fun to see Mason Wynn so excited for his teammate.
Everybody's excited for him, which is great because he has worked very hard to get here. And I know that there was some issues with feeling like he wasn't absorbing coaching well, or maybe he was a little stubborn in some ways. And I don't mean it in the sense where he's like, no, I'm not doing that. It's difficult sometimes to break habits when you've been doing them for a long time. What I thought was fun or interesting was something he said after the game about his home runs. And his quote was, and I'm paraphrasing a little, that I'm not aware of my numbers. I try not to be aware of my numbers, but I knew about that one.
Yeah.
And then it made me think, I know there are some players out there in baseball who don't like to know what the production is, like what their average on-base percentage, how many steals. Like, I know that there are numbers they don't like to know. They just kind of want to play.
There are so many numbers, yeah.
But I bet you every single one knows how many home runs they have. I bet everyone knows how many homers they've got.
I think for a few reasons. I think, one, players remember their home runs. They remember those moments, it sticks out to them. But also, not very many players hit so many home runs that they blend in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Most players are not hitting so many home runs that they can't remember.
So we will continue to celebrate Jordan Walker and the Cardinals, who are playing good baseball right now. Matt Pauley will join us at 10 o'clock. He's the host of Sports Open Line. We will get his thoughts. And coming up next, Matt Seebeck with City SC will tell us about the summer of soccer, because you know what's happening. It is the World Cup, and it begins today here in North America. So very much looking forward to that. And by the way, it is the biggest stage in the world, and FanDuel is changing the game. Because sometimes when you're watching soccer, your player gets subbed out, and then your bet will go with them. Well, you don't want that to happen, and FanDuel said we're not going to allow that anymore. So here we are introducing FanDuel's Super Sub, which means if your player is subbed out, your bet will stay in the game. So if the player leaves the match, your bet continues on with whoever the substitute is. So you are still in it until the final whistle. FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's right, FanDuel.com/Missouri to get yourself started now. This is a great way if you are interested in this huge tournament that begins today. This is a great way to do it. And there are all kinds of ways to wager on soccer. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
The KMOX newsroom has been honored with the prestigious Regional Edward R. Murrow Award in 2 categories: breaking news.
We have a tornado warning, which has just been issued.
And overall excellence.
I'm not going to call for County Executive Page to resign.
The KMOX newsroom continues to be the vital source of information for our region, dedicated to journalistic excellence for St. Louis. We are the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
79 degrees. They're calling for near record temperatures today, a high of 97. There could be some strong thunderstorms later on in the afternoon and evening. Those could bring hail, damaging wind gusts, maybe an isolated tornado. Tonight, same thing, thunderstorms through the evening. Otherwise, just cloudy and humid, a low of 67. Weather sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What if you could better understand your risk for chronic disease and cancer before symptoms ever begin? With your disease risk from Siteman Cancer Center, you can take a quick, evidence-based assessment that looks at factors like family history, lifestyle, and everyday habits to provide personalized insights about your health. Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play an important role in your future well-being. Knowing how these factors work together can help you make informed decisions and take action earlier. When it comes to prevention, knowledge is powerful. In just a few minutes, your disease risk can help you better understand your health risks and provide practical guidance to support a healthier future. Take the first step today. Prevention begins with awareness. Visit siteman.washu.edu/YDR. That's siteman.washu.edu/YDR.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Soccer time, baby. That's right. The World Cup begins today. And we are very excited about the United States and their matchup, which is tomorrow. They'll play against Paraguay, and that will happen tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. But there's soccer that is happening all day today, and joining us to discuss that and just everything that's happening here in the summer of soccer is Matt Seebeck, St. Louis City SC Chief Experience Officer. And Matt, first of all, thanks for being here. Good to see you.
Always good to join you. Thank you.
And before we get to summer of soccer, let's talk about the soccer celebrations that are going on because there are going to be watch parties all over the city, and City SC is going to be hosting some.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly been awesome to see just, what bars and restaurants and small communities, big communities really embrace this World Cup summer. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and as the tournament continues, I just think the buzz will keep up. And it's so great for us, being the professional soccer team in town, to be able to just have so many more people exposed to it. I think we saw 4 years ago, and certainly when the World Cup was here domestically in 1994, so many casual fans kind of learning the game and watching the game for the first time, and kind of what this passionate sport means to people. So it's a huge opportunity, and it's really fun to see St. Louis embrace it.
So the big watch parties, Energizer Park is having several big watch parties, June 12th, June 19th, June 25th.
Yeah, so those dates are the U.S. men's national team. Those are the group stage games where obviously U.S. will be paying attention. So we'll be having a big party. The first one starts tomorrow night. That's Friday night. The U.S. game kicks off at 8 p.m., and we're going to be doing that out at our Lou Fuse Plaza. So it's free, it's open. Bring a blanket, bring a chair,
and it won't be as hot as today.
It won't be as hot. 8 o'clock.
It'll be at nighttime, and
it's going to be
be
great
100 anyway.
It's going to be fantastic. So we'll have plenty of screens out there, good music, good food. Giveaways, players will be down there. Like it's gonna be great to have it all kind of culminate with that first game tomorrow night.
I know a lot of that it doesn't always come together right away, but do you know what players are going to be there? Is this you already know ahead of time?
We do, Chris Durkin, Yazio Roscoe will be there from our team. So what's funny is our players are actually a bit on a couple week break, so they actually don't start officially training during this World Cup cycle until next week. So a few of them are sprinkling back into town. So few of them will be there tomorrow night, but we'll also have Brad Davis will be there, former national team player.
Yep.
Brad Davis, great guy. He'll be there along with Mr. Soccer, Bill McDermott. So they'll both be there breaking down the game, both before the match and at halftime for us.
That's awesome. And I know you said bring blankets or bring chairs. Do people bring their own water and things like that?
Yeah.
Can you bring food or
bring whatever you want?
Okay.
Really, treat it kind of like Shakespeare in the Park at Forest Park. You just can't bring your own alcohol for different legal reasons. But bring whatever you want. Find a spot on the grass and watch the game with friends and family.
That's so cool, man. I love outdoor watch parties. And Matt Seebeck is with us, Chief Experience Officer for City SC. So you've got this one coming up tomorrow, then also next Friday too, right?
Yeah, so every one of the U.S. Group stage games will be hosting parties. The ones, so tomorrow night's free and open in the Plaza. Come on down. The other ones are actually in Ultra Club, and those tickets are all spoken for already.
Okay.
They're already sold out.
Will you do knockout stage games like this, or
we will? Yeah.
Okay.
So those have yet to be announced.
Right,
but as the U.S. proceeds into that, we'll be announcing more watch parties down at the stadium.
are you thinking about if the U.S. doesn't make it to the final and so forth, do you think you're going to do something for the final game?
We'll do something for the final for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the games in between is kind of, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, right.
TBD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the screens, people bring their food, their blankets. You're going to have music, games, other kinds of activities. Good for the whole family.
It's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be great. So DJ will start at 5:00 tomorrow. And then we've got live music starting at 5:30. We've got a City Futures. So City Futures is our kind of coach young kids, very active play opportunities. So we'll have some field set up down there. So if you got young kiddos, there's fun and activity for them to do.
Do soccer fans go tarps off?
Yeah.
You think there might be some tarps off?
in this heat, you kind of have to.
Yeah,
Definitely, no doubt.
Tomorrow night, you
it
might
has been
see some
fun. So
tarps
that took
off.
off obviously at Busch Stadium, and we had a home match a couple days later, and it was definitely it is spreading.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was that that was the last home match, right?
It was,
Before
yeah.
the break?
That's right, yeah.
But that's the thing. We were talking about how the tarps off gives some of that constant, nonstop, crazy energy that you get from soccer fans.
It does,
with the singing and the songs and the chants.
Yeah.
You don't normally get that from other sports. Soccer's so famous for it. It's just constant noise from the fans.
It is. It's funny. So we had Ali and Daniel
deliver the
Descalso.
game ball.
That's right,
Yeah, they did the match ball a couple weeks before this all took off, and they were just Ollie's been to matches before, but just constant admiration for the supporter section at Energizer Park that is constant noise. They don't stop, and he was just like, "This is what we need," and he got it. He literally got it a couple weeks later, and so you could see him lean into that just because it's such a gift to have that group of fans that are just providing that energy all game.
For information on all the stuff that we're talking about, summerofsoccerstl.com, and the soccer celebrations, all of that is there. But just Summer of Soccer in general, because it's not just World Cup, but it's a little bigger than that.
It is. It's so obviously City. We're on a break. So for us, it is with the popularity of soccer and the growth of the game that will be happening this summer. This is a way for us to be involved every single day of the tournament. So sometimes it is these big watch parties with live music and great food. Other times it's, we're bringing our coaches out into the community and providing free play opportunity for kids. We're hosting a youth tournament in Energizer Park. We're doing things with radio stations and on local networks. So there's no stopping really until we get back to play Sporting KC in July.
And you mentioned that these events nonstop, they're all over, whether it's Forest Park, downtown, the Hill, Forest Park.
Yeah.
So what do some of those events look like on the Hill, for example, or Forest Park?
It is, our coaching staff, the City Futures coaching staff coming out, providing, equipment, field space, for kids to come kick around. And when we do this, I think what's fun about it is you have kids of all skill levels that are coming out. Some of these kids are kicking a soccer ball for the first time. And that's great. We hope they get addicted. So it's really these free play opportunities where you can come and not only learn the game from our city coaches, but also hopefully meet people and feel that community aspect that soccer brings to the table.
I know this is it is a much bigger picture question about City SC's presence here in St. Louis and the greater soccer community, because this has been a soccer town for a long time.
Totally.
How has that relationship grown over the last 4 years or so?
I think what we've learned is, hopefully what we can do is provide a platform. There's many more people that are now exposed to the game on broadcast. Our games are on Apple TV. We're doing these City Future coaching clinics. So while St. Louis is certainly a soccer town, I think it runs through our history. I think our job is to grow that next generation. Is we want to grow more soccer fans and bring awareness to people that may not have been exposed to it before. So that's our job, is to continue to grow the game.
How much has that helped? Because you mentioned Apple TV, and you used to have a separate subscription for MLS games, and you no longer do anymore. So that has to have helped a lot, right?
It's been amazing. I mean, we're only a half year into this now, but if you have Apple TV, you can watch any of our games anytime, anywhere, globally. So it's done great for our exposure and our awareness. And there are people that are, people are signing up for Apple TV because they want to watch Shrinking or Ted Lasso, and then they're finding our games in addition to that. So again, I think with the growth of soccer this summer, things like that really do help.
And then I would imagine with the World Cup that maybe people who hadn't even paid attention locally to City, although I feel like everybody's very excited about City. But, with the World Cup, anytime you get eyes on the sport itself, people immediately look, okay, well, how can I get involved? How can I be part of this action? And then it just drives more people to City SC.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that's where, the casual sport fan, this is very much, this is Super Bowl-like attention, but it's for 40 days.
Yeah.
And so for a casual sports fan that hasn't yet been down to Energizer Park, if they're watching a game on TV and they're seeing the excitement of the game, the passion from these fan bases all across the world, for them to know, oh, we actually have this here in our backyard, and I can take my kids to this. That's really the type of growth and awareness we're looking for out of the next 40 days.
I'm looking at summerofsoccerstl.com right now.
Yeah.
And I see the countdown to kickoff. It is at 4 hours, 14 minutes, and 22 seconds. So what's happening between now and then? Because everything gets going. Yeah.
Yeah, it is on. So today is actually, I'd say Summer for Soccer for us actually kicked off last Saturday when we hosted the Bosnia national team versus Panama in a friendly.
Oh, yeah, that was really
Park.
cool.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
We have the largest Bosnian population in the United States, like outside of Bosnia. I think.
And they showed up. I mean, the environment at Energizer Park was unlike anything I've seen before. Some of the photos don't look like it's our stadium in a good way. Like it looked incredible. So I think it kicked off last Saturday. Again, people are seeing this, they're exposed to soccer, and now we don't stop. So today we actually have an event down at the Gateway Arch. We'll be doing one of these City Future soccer clinics down there. Where kids will be playing soccer under the arch, which
cool.
is great. So the photos will look great, but the experience for the kids, pretty remarkable.
Matt Seebeck, Chief Experience Officer for City SC. I'm glad that if City can't play for like a month and a half, that at least the World Cup is here. You know what I mean? At least it's for the World Cup.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks for coming in. Good luck and enjoy the summer. I know we'll talk again soon.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
That's Matt Seebeck with us again. Go to summerofsoccerstl.com and find out more about everything we're talking about here. The World Cup begins in 4 hours. It's going to be really, really cool. It is the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
In the Palm Beaches, we are truly in a league of our own, with an unbeatable collection of year-round sports on display. Take a swing at tennis or pickleball, or get a front row seat to polo, baseball, and everything in between. Then, find out why we're called Florida's golf capital, with more than 145 beautifully manicured sun-soaked courses perfect for pros and beginners. When it comes to sports destinations, there's no competition. Curate your vacation at thepalmbeaches.com.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
Grab your shades, your float trip gear, and join us June 17th for Chris and Amy Day at Busch Stadium.
We'll be broadcasting live from the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar outside Gate 1, hanging with fans and serving up some fun behind the bar.
Live music, Fred Bird special guests will all be there. Plenty of chances to stop by and say hello.
Plus, you can sit with fellow Chris and Amy listeners in our special section for just $15.
June 17th.
Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark, $15 tickets.
Get your tickets now, cardinals.com/Chris and Amy.
Go Cards.
You can never have too many tools. Shop DeWalt deals at Lowe's. Get a free Select DeWalt 20-volt max power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery kit. Plus, get a free additional DeWalt 20-volt max 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a DeWalt 10-inch 20-volt max dual-bevel compounded miter saw. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
With summer here and the kids home full-time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
Yep. So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
Yeah, and now at Staples, save 40% on custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, banners, and more.
Big news! Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. In 613, exclusions apply.
A divorce is more than just legal paperwork. It's a life change. The stress, the uncertainty, the tough conversations. Cordell & Cordell understands what it's really like to face the unknown. The law firm of Cordell & Cordell has been representing clients during these transitions for over 35 years, helping you focus on what matters most. If you or someone you know is facing a divorce or family law matter, visit CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Amy, did you see that we have tickets available for Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark?
Dude.
Less than a week away, June 17th.
You better buy your tickets. This sucker is probably going to sell out.
It's on Wednesday, and they're $15 tickets. Amy and I are going to be there. We are going to be guest bartending before the game and when the game starts. It's a day game against the Padres, so a really good opponent coming in. And you can get special $15 tickets in our special section for special people. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Go get those tickets now, you jerk.
We would love to see you there. We'll be bartending after the show. We'll be broadcasting 9 to noon. Bartending after the show until about 1:45. Then we're going to go hang out in the special section.
That's
the
right.
$15 ticket section. Say hi to everyone and maybe end up in Tarps Off because we're really close. We're really close to the Tarps Off section.
I don't want to go to Tarps Off. I would go to Nips Out, though. We're going to do Nips Out.
No, don't. You can't.
Just Nips.
Ew, like 2 little circles cut in your shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I feel like throwing up now.
Are you in?
This is the 3rd day in a row KMOX has made me vomitous. Gosh, I am really struggling moving on from that. But did you see this? If you saw the text line, you did. We had someone text in about how they were calling it, the Hand of God game because of OG Anunoby. And OG Anunoby, who tipped in that shot and also blocked a previous shot, as our texter said, born in England, moved to Jefferson City, Missouri when he was 4 years old with his family, went to Jefferson City High School.
How about that?
Can we say local? Can we call that local?
How far is that exactly?
It's a couple hours. A couple hours down the highway. But people make that drive in a day all the time.
Yeah.
It's local-ish. It's Missouri.
Yeah, I can live with that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Thank you to the
for him.
texter.
And again, I'm really not happy with the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they really did blow it.
They potentially have robbed me of one of my favorite things in sports. And as you mentioned, Amy, that is a Game 6.
Yeah.
So
He likes Game 6s way more than he likes Game 7s.
Would you like to tell everybody why?
It's because he won. Why is it?
It's because of the uncertainty,
yes,
Amy,
about whether or not there'll be a Game 7.
Of knowing if the season is over that night or not.
Yeah.
I think there's actually more at stake.
Because Ron is saying in Game 7, the season's over.
Somebody's going to win,
somebody's going to win,
lose.
someone's going to lose. But with Game 6, the options feel a little bit more open.
It's right. Like you could celebrate a championship tonight or get ready for 2 days from now. And so I kind of want there to be a Game 6, and Spurs may have ruined it. But we'll see. They got to win coming up on Saturday. Did you see, Amy, that with the World Cup starting today, this story is, I think it's incredible, and I need more detail, but Omar Artan, and I was going to bring this up earlier in the week, and we had so many other things going on, but he is a World Cup referee from Somalia, and obviously cleared by FIFA, had all the correct paperwork, had everything you needed, comes over here, can't get into the U.S., and they deny him entry, and they say that that he was in the vetting process. They thought he was inadmissible because of vetting concerns. That's all they said. Now, there are reports out there.
Yeah, there are more reports
that say that there's maybe a terrorism association because his name is similar to.
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear about the name similarity. What I read is that he had associations with several members of a terrorist organization, specifically the Al-Shabaab, if I'm saying it right, terrorist organization, which is Al-Qaeda funded. And Al-Shabaab is a big terrorist organization that is trying to do what happened in Iran, which is a violent takeover with fundamentalist, Islamism, to take over Somalia. So, I mean, it's a real group. I don't know, Ranj. I don't know.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I mean, it could be. Who knows?
I doubt it. I doubt you. You work your whole life to become a referee, and he's considered one of the best in the entire continent of Africa.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of soccer in Africa. He's considered one of the best. He just won, I think, last year was the Referee of the Year award, whatever it is. And you get to the World Cup. I think this is BS. I think it's just complete BS, because you can say, we could all say that we have associations with some. True story. I have an association with somebody who's a sex predator. Does that mean I'm a sex predator? In fact, I think there are other people in this building that are associated with the same person. So,
okay, so here's the thing. I get what you're saying. Just like people said,
I think Frank Ladd knows who I'm talking about too. Yeah, you got two of them, Frank.
This is not the person we're talking about. Oh my gosh, this is not the person we're talking about. But I understand, a lot, Jeffrey Epstein went to all of these parties with all these rich people. Right. So a lot of people are in pictures that aren't necessarily guilty of anything with Jeffrey Epstein. I get that. I don't know that this is the case. I don't know that this is the case with this guy. And I do think there are some beliefs that, I think you could be very successful in one part of your career and still have associations with a group like this.
I doubt it. If you're a terrorist, if he's a terrorist, you better arrest him. You better arrest him. Has he committed crimes? You better arrest him right now. If he's that dangerous, why would you let him go back to his country?
Because there's a lot of people that do get turned away. I don't know what the story is. I don't know.
I think it's BS, and I think it's because the president has a problem with Somalia. I think that's all this is. And I'm ashamed of FIFA for not sticking up harder for this guy.
Well, FIFA's the most corrupt organization. FIFA makes the NFL look like little sisters of the poor.
It's our fault first, but FIFA could have done better to try and get this guy here, because it just seems to me he's a guy who worked really hard to get to a big stage, and he was denied it for,
I don't know,
vague reasons. When we come back, we'll talk to Matt Pauley, the host of Sports Open Line, Redbird Rush Hour, Cardinals Pre and Post, next on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney.
This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting, always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some Power Bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra for an unforgettable evening of music with the legendary, incomparable Bernadette Peters, legendary Tony Award-winning star of stage and screen. With her signature charisma and unmatched artistry, this one-night-only performance with your SLSO offers an intimate concert experience with one of musical theater's most luminous voices and a must-see event for Broadway and symphony fans alike. Don't miss an evening with Bernadette Peters, Friday, June 12th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
The pitch. Mason Wynn hits it hard. Deep left field. That ball's out of here.
Community America Credit Union has been helping people like you and me, shortstop Mason Wynn, to win big for 85 years. Cash back with your free checking. Win. No service fees or minimum balance. Win. Bank anywhere, anytime with their app. Win. So yeah, with Community America, you can win. And so can I. Mason Wynn. Community America Credit Union. Invested in St. Louis, invested in you.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10:01, and right now we have partly sunny skies, 82 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Some mixed messaging from President Trump over the status of negotiations with Iran, vowing on social media this morning that he plans to hit the country hard in the coming days. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
Remember, we have heard the president give mixed messages in terms of his timeline, saying that he has been in no rush to get a deal. Then it was, I want to do this in the next couple of days, and we can get this done in the next couple of days, and I'm putting pressure on Iran to do this. Now this morning he's indicating he seems less interested in reaching a deal as they continue these strikes against Iran.
A new report from the Social Security trustees setting off alarms on Capitol Hill. It warns the program won't be able to pay full benefits starting in 2032. That's just 6 years away. And that without action from Congress, checks could be cut by about 22%, roughly $455 a month for the average beneficiary. Florida spell out what it could mean.
Every day, seniors are forced to make decisions that most Americans pray they'll never have to face, like whether to buy groceries or pay the utility bill, refill their medications, or pay their rent or mortgage.
Durbin says he is now joined by 3 colleagues, 2 Republicans and a fellow Democrat, pressing Congress to fix the program before the deadline arrives. Not all bets are off at Fairmount Park, just sports betting. FanDuel has shut down its sports betting operation after a decade, since many people now do their sports betting online. Horse race betting will continue at the 101-year-old racetrack, and the casino remains open. The CEO of Anthropic, one of the biggest artificial intelligence companies in the world, out with a new warning on the potential dangers of the technology in the wrong hands. Dario Amodei is calling for stronger safeguards for AI-driven technology and acknowledges growing frustration from younger people.
I think the justified anger comes from the fact that there are real risks to this technology. Now we're proposing stronger regulation of the technology. We're proposing giving the government the ability to, again, in a narrow way, block deployment of unsafe technology.
Anthropic lost a $200 million contract with the Pentagon when Modi refused Defense Secretary Hegseth's demand to use it for autonomous weapons and domestic mass surveillance. A rare lapse in a law that allows the U.S. to gather intelligence abroad has grown more likely after the House failed to temporarily extend the FISA program, or the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. The vote reflects a protest to President Trump's refusal to name a permanent head of the nation's intelligence agencies. He's doubled down on his temporary pick, even though federal housing finance regulator Bill Pulte has no experience for the job.
Breezy, very hot and humid this afternoon. The high near the record of 98. AccuWeather real field temperatures over 100. Severe thunderstorms late this afternoon and evening. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on 104.1 FM KMOX.
The weather is sponsored by Artistic Decks. It's partly sunny, 82 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Artistic Decks. For 26 years, we've been making dreams affordable in the St. Louis area. With an A-plus BBB rating, we're the team you can trust. Let us build your dream deck. Artistic Decks. For a free consultation, call us at 314-280-0821.
Chris Raunchy, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Francisco Alvarez holding the bat down on the knob. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. And that's a Redbird winner on the appeal. It is strike three. Scott Berry, the crew chief at first, rings up Alvarez, and this ballgame has come to an end. The Cardinals go for the sweep, winning tonight 9-2.
That'll be great if the Cardinals can sweep a series in New York today against the Mets. They have that opportunity. We got the pregame show at 11:15, so we are just over an hour away from that. An hour and 10 minutes to be exact. How about my math? And we also have the first pitch at 12:10, so we're getting very close to afternoon baseball. Chris and Amy show will go right up until then, and we are joined by Matt Pauley, the host of Sports Open Line, pre- and post-game, and Redbird Rush Hour. Matt, it's been a lot of fun for the Cardinals lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, and they're playing good baseball. They're finding ways to win. They're scoring a lot of runs right now. I mean, that's the thing. The fact that they 9 runs yesterday, 7 runs the day before. The lineup seems so deep now with the additions that they have when they're facing a lefty like they were essentially yesterday. A righty started, but it was an opener. The bulk guy was always going to be a lefty, and you're able to put Nelson Velasquez into that group. I mean, this is really good right now. They're in a really good spot.
Yeah, Matt, I think if my math is correct, just looking at the runs that the Cardinals have scored, like you said, in the first 2 games of the series, they've put up 16 versus the Mets, but in their last 5 games, so the Reds series plus these 2 games with the Mets, they have 37 runs in 5 games.
Yeah, it's they made those roster moves, and really immediately thereafter, it has definitely paid dividends. And let's see. So they also scored 5 runs in the final game of the Rangers series. So over the 6-game winning streak, they have scored at least 5 runs every single game. And you score 5 runs, you're going to win more often than you're not.
Let's talk about my guy, Jordan Walker, who hit his 17th home run of the season. And on June 10th, it's the 11th now, but on June 10th, he breaks his previous high of 16 home runs for an entire season. So we are 2.5 months in, and this guy continues to have a great. Are we past the word start? I mean, we're no longer at start of the season.
No, he's having just a great season, and for him to already be past what he's ever done before, and we still essentially have, we've just under 4 months left in the season, and every single time, that those thoughts start to creep into your mind that maybe it's going to start to come back for him, it doesn't come back at all. He has another big game. He has another big swing, another big moment, and that happened yesterday. One of 3 home runs the Cardinals hit yesterday. When they were winning games at a really high clip earlier in the season, they were hitting a lot of home runs, so the power is starting to come back for him again. And, yeah, I mean, Walker, this is a guy who could be starting in the All-Star game. Those are the type of numbers he is putting up when you look at where he ranks in the National League for home runs and RBIs and OP, the big numbers. He's right there among the elite.
So let's talk about his All-Star game chances. I mean, at minimum, he gets in somehow, right? As a reserve, final vote, something like that. Do you think he's a starter?
I don't know if he gets voted. Like, do people know about him? That's the thing, you know. So when people are filling out the All-Star ballot, so often it's about the names that people know. So it's hard for me to handicap that when it's all based off a fan vote as terms of when he's going to if he's going to actually start or not. So I don't know. I think he's deserving of it. I'd like to see him be out there as a starter. I don't know if he is going to get voted in though.
It'd be pretty great if he did, man. I mean, he's absolutely earned it, and he's been a top 5 productive outfielder this year. So I suppose we'll find out. Meanwhile, there are, I hate to talk about this now just because they are playing well and they're in really good playoff position, but there have been reports, as you have seen over the last several days, about, you know, who the Cardinals might end up trading at the deadline. You know, Dustin May was brought up. I think there's a possibility of Riley O'Brien, JoJo Romero. I mean, you got all these names that could go. How close to contention for the wild card do the Cardinals need to be in order for them to not sell off any of their assets?
Yeah, it's a really hard question to answer, and I get a little frustrated. I don't know if we talked about this on Monday or not, but I got a little bit frustrated with the way that Bob Nightingale thing was handled because everybody only took half of his sentence. If you go back and see what he wrote, he said if the Cardinals fall out of wild card contention, they would be likely to trade Dustin May and JoJo Romero. Oh, wow! There's a breaking piece. Of course, like that's obvious. If they're out of playoff contention, then yes, they are going to trade away the guys who have expiring contracts. It's the most obvious thing in the world. And I'm not taking a shot at Nightingale. That's not what I'm doing here. Like that's fine that he said that, but then so many aggregators took that and just said Cardinals are likely to trade Romero and May. And that's not what Bob Nightingale said, and it just exploded on social media. So I was very frustrated with that part of it because without the context, you're actually changing what Nightingale said. So that's my first thing. My second thing is I don't think the Cardinals are, like, per se changing the direction of the organization. This is still a club that very much is looking to the future and very much wants to infuse as much talent into the minor league system as possible so they can be competing at the highest level. All that being said, if they are sitting where they're sitting right now and playing the way they're playing right now, I mean, they've got the 4th best record in the National League, and the 3 teams in front of them are all legitimate World Series contenders in the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Brewers. If that's where this team is at, I have a hard time believing that they are likely to move as many guys. And I think if you move a Dustin May, it's because you've literally been given an offer that you just can't turn down. It is so ridiculous. It is so crazy. It is so over the top. There is some team that is so desperate for Dustin May that they are giving you way more than what his value actually is. If that scenario plays out, I still think there is a chance that they could trade him, but that is a very unlikely scenario. So, yeah, I think if they're basically where they're at right now, I don't think it's a big sell-off. If there are some pieces that are sold off, maybe you buy in the same area to kind of replace it. I don't think it's going to look like, say, last year's trade deadline, even if the Cardinals are sitting about where they're at right now.
Well, and that was my question. We know what this team is. Obviously, like Ranj said, this isn't the start of the season anymore. We know who these guys are, but I still have a complete question mark when it comes to the playoffs. And if you're looking at the trade deadline, you're looking at a month from now, do you think it is most likely they're sitting where they are, they're playing the way they are, or do you think there's a better chance they'll drop off a bit or even pick it up a bit?
Yeah, I'm not, and I don't know if we do know who they are. Amy, I don't know. So before they won yesterday, they were 36-28.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, they were 36-28 at the exact same moment.
Right. And it feels like a completely different season. It feels like they're so much better this year.
I agree. I agree with that. Now, there were points last year, especially in the month of May, where it felt really, really good, but it didn't feel as good as this feels right now. So when we say, well, we know who this team, like I'm not trying to throw cold water on anything that's going on, but it's a good reminder that last year they had the exact same record as of yesterday. They did not when they were 36-28, they lost the next game, so they were then 36-29 as opposed to where they're at right now, 37-28. But they're within one game now of where they were last year. So anything can still happen. Now, there's a key distinction from last year to this year. They're 36-28 last year, and they still have another 6 weeks or so of throwing Eric Fedde out every day or every fifth day. They still have another complete season of throwing Miles Michaelis every day, every fifth day. And that doesn't exist. And I'm not trying to take shots at those guys, but they were really bad for the most part for the Cardinals last year. The fact that they don't have two starting pitchers that are just weighing everybody and everything down, that's a good thing, and that's one reason to believe that this team can keep going. I think a lot of what's going on with this team is very, very sustainable. I am encouraged by so many things. It is hard to survive 162 games. So I don't know if this is going to be a playoff team or not. I don't know if this team is going to be a team that's still in the neighborhood of the fourth best record in the National League at the end of the season, but I also don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they are going to fall off and they're not going to be a playoff team.
Maybe this is semantics, but I think that when I say I believe we know what this team is already, I don't mean that I know they're a playoff team. Because I think that's difficult to know for most teams in baseball, but you know what their identity is. And their identity is a team that'll score a lot of times just enough. It's going to be a close game, or it's going to be close because they don't score that many more than they give up. And, that fluctuates a lot. Sometimes they're just barely giving up more than they are scoring. It's a very close, around 500 team that will probably be in the wild card conversation in the final week or two. And I think that's what their identity is. A young team, don't have a whole lot of reserves. It's thin, so they need to be healthy. I just don't know how I don't think we'll be surprised about anything the Cardinals do from here on out, is the way I define them. And I think we know who the 2026 Cardinals are right now.
I guess I would probably be surprised if they just go on a crazy run and run away with the division. I think
yeah, totally.
Right now they're towards the ceiling of who they are. But from a negative from falling back, I agree with what you're saying, and I know that was the spirit of what you were saying there. And don't forget, even though last year they only had 1 month, the month of May, where they were above 500, and even a week before the trade deadline, we were still having conversations like, hey, you know what? If this team goes on a little run here, maybe they're going to change the direction at the trade deadline and they'll actually buy a piece or two. When you play really good baseball for essentially 2 months, you have such a cushion that it takes a really, really long time for you to fall out of wild card contention. Right now, when you look at the wild card standings, the Cardinals are 3 games clear of being in the wild card spot, and they're 8 games clear of being within 3 games of a wild card spot. So if you're within 3 games of a wild card spot going into the trade deadline, you feel like you're still in it. It takes, more often than not, it takes a lot of time to lose, the 8 games that I'm talking about. So they have already created this cushion where I think they are very much going to be in contention for the wild card for, if not the entire season, for most of the season, and maybe they just stay in that wild card spot the rest of the way.
Well, this is going to be a fun finish, I think, regardless, just because this is not I don't think you can make this a disappointing season. You know what I mean? This is
no,
because it was supposed to not be anything at all except for kind of a growth here.
We've learned so much. We see a style of play that's awesome. I agree. I just hope people are having fun, and I think they are. The tone for the people I talk to has certainly changed a little bit here. I do think people are enjoying this.
Here's one difference as we say goodbye here, Matt, between this year and last year. at this time on June 11th, the Cardinals were 2.5 games out of a wild card spot. And right now they are firmly in the first wild card spot. So there is a difference, even though the records are pretty similar. And I think that speaks to the rest of the league. Yeah. All right, Matt Pauley. Thanks, buddy.
You bet.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
Sports Open Line, Redbird Rush Hour, pre and post game. That is Matt Pauley joining the show. And yes, 11:15 today, 12:10 first pitch. 11:15 is that pregame. We go up until then today. And we want to remind you, since we're talking Cardinals baseball, cardinals.com/Chris and Amy for those special $15 tickets in our special section for Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark. Less than a week away. It is on Wednesday afternoon, 1:15 first pitch, Cardinals Padres. We want to see you there.
And remember the Doobie Brothers tickets.
The Doobs.
2 pairs today, so...
Well, should we give away one now?
Probably.
Santana and the Doobie Brothers at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we need caller number 5 to the contest line for a pair of those tickets, thanks to Live Nation at 314-955-1120. 955-1120. Good luck to you. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-878-4646 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-878-4646. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-878-4646 now to find out how much you could save.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
83 degrees, could hit near record temperatures today, a high of 97. There could be some severe thunderstorms this afternoon into the evening, a low of 67 tonight.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, We're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Congratulations, Lucas from Valmeyer, who won tickets to see Santana and Doobie Brothers coming up June 20th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. We'll have one more pair of tickets to give away before the show is over today.
You know how the past, 10 years, we've been talking about the locks at the City Justice Center.
Mhm.
And then, a year ago, I don't know.
You talk about it a lot.
Yeah, because
This is a big thing for you.
it just blows my mind. Well, it is right now, I believe, one of the deadliest jails in the country.
Well, no, it's
because
the locks. You love the locks.
Yes, but I bring up the deadliest jails because when the locks don't work and inmates can get in fights and things happen and inmates die, it's not I would think you would care as someone who cares about the people. You'd want the safety of the inmates at the City Justice Center.
Yeah, of course. I don't think much about locks.
I do, because really the only difference between a hotel and a jail, I feel like the locks are a big deal.
No,
the locks are what make a jail a jail.
The difference is people don't force you to go to a hotel.
But you can get out if the locks don't work, which is exactly what's happening. So it's pretty funny. It's not funny, but it is. I know when it goes back to years with Charlie Brennan talking about these locks not working. And I want to say a year ago, we talked to someone in the city. I don't know. I'm like, oh, yes, we've worked on the locks. So when we were at Rally House, and we had the new jail director on, and I felt kind of stupid asking him about the locks because I was 99% sure they had said, no, we fixed the locks. So I was going to ask him so I asked him about the locks, fully expecting him to say, well, yes, Amy, as we told you, we fixed the locks. And he said, yes, the locks are a priority and we continue to maintenance them. We're working on them. And because we were at Rally House and it was kind of a weird day, it didn't click to me to say, wait a minute, the locks still don't work? Because that would be the natural follow-up, because they're still working on getting the locks to work at the City Justice Center. Lo and behold, the City Justice Center has posted a job listing for a locksmith. This is a new job posting. The job, which pays between $38,000 and $63,000 a year, is that your job is not only that you have to make sure the locks work, which, as St. Louis Magazine points out, is particularly important in a jail situation, but it also notes that the person who is the locksmith they're expected to keep track of the keys.
Why?
Which is also...
That should not be part of the job.
Listen, I don't think the lock situation is... Call me crazy, but I don't think the lock situation is under control at the City Justice Center.
Hey, if I'm a locksmith, that means that I'm coming in, I fix the locks. Nobody telling me about having to or remember where the keys are.
Well,
that's not my job.
You're not
That's
just
your job.
fixing the locks. You are the keeper of the locks because it's a salaried position at the jail.
I don't want to keep the locks. It's too many.
Apparently nobody wants to keep the locks because the locks don't work, which again is really a defining characteristic of a jail.
It's the most important part of the jail.
You would think
Anybody
so.
can just lock them up.
Anybody, I could stick any criminal in any room, and if the doors aren't locked, they're going to get out. A lock might be the single most important aspect of a jail.
I think we know how to run a jail. I don't think you do.
We have locks. I don't think you do.
Well, I can tell you this much, that I don't want... If something goes wrong here at Odyssey or at KMOX, and I come in one day and they say, actually, just turn right back around and go back to your car, I'll have to find a new job. I don't know that I want to find a job where I have to be an apprentice first. don't want to be an apprentice.
I don't think they're looking for a locksmith apprentice.
You have to be an apprentice before you can be a locksmith. You have to learn.
But they're not
to be,
hiring an apprentice.
I'm just well, you have to be an apprentice first.
Yes.
And before that, you have to learn to be an apprentice.
But no one's forcing you to be the locksmith.
It's just too many steps.
Oh, you're never going to be a park ranger then.
You don't have to be in a park. There's no park ranger apprentice.
I think there is.
There's probably like a week of training. They probably say, here's what they go. Here's your car.
This is so
Hold on.
disrespectful.
No, this is what the park ranger does. They go, here's your car. That is a tree. This is grass. That's water. Those are flowers. Here's your gun. That's all they do.
Unbelievable.
And I could do that.
Wow.
And I'll be driving around.
If you are a park ranger right now, call in. Text in. Tell him why he's wrong. 314-436-7900.
Coolest thing you get to do as a park ranger is driving a car that says park ranger. I love that idea. But I'm not going to be an apprentice. I absolutely refuse. So, the biggest sporting event in the world is happening starting today. We're just a few hours away from that. And because it is the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel right now is changing the game. Sometimes your player, if you've bet on somebody, that player will get subbed out. And if that happens, your bet goes with them. Well, FanDuel decided that's just not a great way to do it. So FanDuel has introduced Super Sub, which means if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with that player's substitute. So you are still in it until the final whistle and have a reason to continue watching the contest. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. I've been telling you about FanDuel for, we're getting close to a year here, and it is a really great app. It's intuitive, and all kinds of information is on it, helping you make informed wagers. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union and Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Before a nation, there was an idea. Before freedom, there was a sacrifice. This year, KMOX marks America's 250th birthday. Step into history with John Hancock and Michael Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, as they pulled you into the moment where everything was on the line. This is the sound of a nation being born. Celebrate America, 250 years strong, with Hancock and Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, only on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
85 degrees, real field temperature 102. We could hit a record today, a high of 97. Watch out for thunderstorms in the afternoon into the evening. Otherwise, just cloudy and humid, a low of 67. Weather sponsored by the Chorus of Harmony STL.
Harmony STL presents Now Playing, featuring the ambassadors of Harmony, Visions of Harmony, the Recruits, and Fleet Street, performing the hits that shaped generations. Saturday, June 13th, 2 p.m., Two Hill Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets at harmonystl.com.
Time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Auld and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, June 16th at the All Financial Group office. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or Registered Investment Advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed approved by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com. Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Today, the Cards, the Mets.
Ameren Total Access 11:15. First pitch 12:10.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You know what I'm doing right now, Amy?
Seeing how many tickets we sold to Chris and Amy Day.
Well, no, I'm
at
just
the
looking.
ballpark?
I'm not looking for that, but I am looking at the Cardinals.com website. It's actually Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Apparently, people have a really difficult. I've been told this.
Okay.
That they don't like doing slashes.
I have heard that too.
Just what's the big deal? It's just a few more letters. Don't be lazy.
Well-
Cardinals.com/Chris and
Wow.
Amy. And for June 17th, which is Wednesday, so less than a week away, it is our day at the ballpark. We are going to be broadcasting live from inside the stadium from 9 to noon. Okay, and so that's right inside Gate 1. And right by Gate 1 is the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar. So that's a new concept at Busch Stadium this year. And so the theme is there's going to be a different theme multiple times through the season. It was, where did you go to high school? That was the first theme. Now it is Mississippi Yacht Club. And so when we're done with our show at 12, we're going to then be guest bartending at the Yacht Club right there. And then we're going to come hang out with the people up in our section. So our section is going to be in that right field box.
Mm-hmm.
$15 tickets. That is so cheap for a baseball game. Major League Baseball for $15, and you can get your seats now. So you're going to be fairly close to the Tarps Off section, too.
I know. That's going to be fun.
I mean, you can walk over to Tarps Off if
We
you
are
want.
going to do that. We're
So,
going to walk on over because we're going to hang out with, the section, the Chris and Amy show
Exactly.
section. Mhm.
I'm going nips out. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Don't be lazy and just do the slash in the Chris and Amy. It's not that hard.
It is amazing. I mean, Amazon took, two clicks to purchase something, and when they moved to one click to purchase, sales went through the roof.
So
and
lazy.
you wouldn't think if I gave you a hypothetical and said, I'm going to rock your business model, instead of 2 clicks, you only need 1. I think most people, before the days of Amazon would have said, well, that no one's not buying something because they have to click twice. And apparently they were.
Apparently it's true.
Isn't that wild?
So lazy.
That's so wild.
I'm pretty sure I told you about this. A show at my old station back in Chicago, they used to occasionally do this bit called Tales of Laziness.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like stealing it one time because it was so much fun. What they would do is they would invite people to call in with the laziest behavior they have or the laziest thing they've ever done. And the one that I remember the most, it has stuck with me for almost 20 years, was a guy who was in his home office.
Yeah.
And he had his feet up on the desk, and he had his hand on the mouse at the computer. And he got to a website where he had to put in his password. And he was too lazy to put his feet down and scoot up to the desk to type, that he found a different website and he copied and pasted with the mouse every letter for the password that he needed to put it into the password line. It's how lazy.
That's so much more work.
It's because he just didn't want to take his feet off the desk
Tedious.
and slide up to the computer.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me how lazy. That's got to be. It's one of the laziest things I've ever heard.
That's unbelievable.
Don't you feel like we should do that once? Just do it once. Like, see what these people that listen to us come up with.
You're so rude to these people. Oh, hey, can I tell you we have a park ranger texting in
All right.
to tell you how wrong you are?
Okay. Is he lazy too?
No, but remember how you said as a park ranger, you are poo-pooing
No, I said
the process of training.
The training is
You're like, they don't need an apprentice. There's a tree. Here's a car.
There's
here's
a tree.
gun.
That's the golf course. We have 2 of them. There's the tennis courts. There's the art hill. Here's your gun.
Okay, well, listen up. Listen up. A 618. Your people. Southern Illinois. Former park ranger. We were law enforcement, specifically natural resource law enforcement. We did do programs like hunter safety education, but we focused on making sure the parks were safe for people to enjoy. Lots of illicit things can happen in parks. I caught predators in parks, people destroying property, having sex, doing drugs and cooking drugs, search and rescue for lost kids, people, suicides, homicides, etc. We're also more spread out and are back up farther away than local law enforcement and out in the sticks, so it was inherently dangerous. Dealing with bad people that don't want to be found in the woods is risky.
Well, it's always risky to walk up on people.
I think you got schooled. Schooled.
That's one way to put it.
You're never going to make it. What are you going to do if you are walking up to a car and someone's doing sexy time?
I've seen Smokey the Bear. That job looks easy. Just kidding. Calm down. It's a joke. Chris and Amy on KMOX. We'll talk to Kelly Meyer from News Nation, Washington correspondent, when we come back.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Bryan Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Bryan Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Bryan Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Bryan Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX, and as always, a lot of news. Normally, we talk to Major Garrett from CBS News. He is on assignment today, so we are now speaking with News Nation Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer, who is with us now on KMOX. And Kelly, we understand that there has been a little news that you had to cover here in the last several minutes.
Yeah, we are watching this air quality issue that is really throwing the Pentagon into lockdown at this hour. Something that we're watching in the last few moments. Hazmat crews are responding to the Pentagon. There's a shelter in place issued for people inside the affected area. We're still working to find out exactly what the air quality issue is, if people are okay, how many are impacted. But we know those hazmat crews are moving in to the Pentagon. We have a crew heading over there, something we're watching closely, but certainly rare to see this happen at the Pentagon, and something we're watching closely right now.
So I'm sorry. So this is surrounding, it's on the outside of the Pentagon, and that's why people are locked down, or is it inside the Pentagon?
This is inside the Pentagon. I can actually share the statement that we got on here from the Pentagon chief spokesperson, actually sharing this with News Nation, saying that they are responding to this. Let me just get this up here so I have it to read this correctly for you here as they are responding to this incident. He said that the Pentagon has a sophisticated system to ensure the safety of the building and its occupants. Those systems have detected an air quality issue necessitating precautionary measures until we've determined its significance. They also say they're following standard protocols, including a shelter-in-place order for the affected area. So they're talking about, for the safety of the employees, between corridors 4 through 7, on floors 2 through 5, A and E rings, is a massive complex. They need to remain in place until we receive results from our tests. So they said this additional testing could take 1 to 2 hours, and response teams are in place and ready to support building occupants if necessary. So that all coming in from the officials responding to this incident. So we're watching that closely.
And we don't know if this was first reported or looked into because, like, people reported feeling sick or anything like that. We just don't know.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's all happening just within the last few moments that crews are just responding. So we're waiting to hear if people are okay even inside the building right now.
That's quite a development. Wondering how that got reported, if people were experiencing issues or if it was some other thing. But anyway, Kelly Meyer is with us from News Nation, Washington correspondent, joining the show. And we know that this situation with Iran is ongoing, and it seems to be ever evolving, and it's always chaotic, at least observing it, because we never really know where we stand. There were talks, and then there weren't talks, and now he's threatening to bomb them again tonight. And by he, I mean the president. So what's the latest on that situation right now?
Yeah, so right now we are hearing from President Trump that he plans to continue this bombing campaign on Iran. He said it will be even, quote, bigger than what we've seen over the last 2 nights. And really this response started after the president said that the Iranians attacked a U.S. helicopter. The pilots were okay, but the president said he had to respond out of necessity. And we are seeing those attacks now ongoing because then Iran responded with retaliating against some U.S. bases in the region. Then the U.S. responded, and now we're seeing this going back and forth. We don't know if this is a restarting of the operation that he began back in February, or if this is really just the president trying to say, we're responding, these are self-defense strikes in response to what Iran is doing, and we're going to keep doing this until they come to the table and make a deal.
With the Iranian strikes on several U.S. bases across the Middle East, do we know if any service members were injured or if those, strikes even hit the targets?
As far as what I've heard from the region, from sources at potentially some of these bases, they were intercepted, but we don't know for sure the potential level of damage to any infrastructure or whether or not those were injured. We haven't heard anything really from U.S. Central Command. They're the ones that really share whether or not there were service members injured or personnel involved at all. But so far, none of that has been reported. But we'll get more clarity, kind of as we get the smoke clears and the hours and days go on.
Kelly Meyer from News Nation, Washington correspondent, is joining the show on the Quiver River Electric guest line today. And Kelly, before we let you go, the reflecting pool is up and running now. How's it look?
The Pentagon? Is that what you're asking?
No, the
Sorry.
reflecting pool.
Oh, the reflecting pool. Sorry.
Yeah, we've heard it's all anybody talks about, you know?
That one is up and running. They say as of, I believe, Tuesday night. The president spoke about that off of his the top of his remarks in the Oval Office on Wednesday, and he has definitely taken steps to, as he calls it, kind of beautify the beautification process of Washington D.C., as he calls it, ahead of the 250th. A lot of people are coming to town, and right now there's this massive UFC claw behind me here at the White House complex because they have that UFC fight coming up. So I'm hearing those sound checks happening as we speak.
You know, with I know this story about Social Security running out in 2032 has kind of gotten buried in everything else that's been going on. But there are some members of Congress who are trying to address the issue. What did you see yesterday? I think was there conversations in Congress about this yesterday?
I believe so, but I actually may have to run because we got to go back to this Pentagon breaking news. So I'm so sorry. I might have to leave you guys early, but I appreciate the time, and we'll keep you posted on what happens here.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Kelly.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, that's wild.
I know. Well, as we mentioned, she joined us a couple minutes late because the news was breaking about an air quality issue inside the Pentagon. This is inside the Pentagon, so several floors have been locked down. Some floors have been
Pentagon's
evacuated.
locked down in some floors.
Some floors have been evacuated.
Yes.
And we were talking to her a couple of minutes ago, and she said that we don't know much. The Pentagon issued a statement that they have, quality control systems, and they're very systematic about all of this, but we don't know how it got reported. We don't know what triggered the report and what triggered the hazmat crews. There are hazmat crews there now. We have no reports of, is anyone sick? Is everyone okay? We just don't know. We have no reports coming out of the Pentagon right now.
That is an interesting story. I feel like, and I mean, complete speculation here, but if it were serious enough, don't you think they'd evacuate the entire building? Or are there
it's
some
interesting that
safety measures that they don't have to?
Right, and that's why I'm not sure, because like we said, the entire Pentagon's on lockdown.
And it's a huge building, by the way.
Massive.
So it would be really difficult to evacuate the entire thing.
Yes, and several floors have been evacuated, so I'm not exactly sure, and we don't know. We don't know. This could be one of those things where you don't know if it's an abundance of caution. You don't know what triggered it, but all we know is there are folks there in hazmat suits taking care of the situation, and as soon as we find out more,
maybe somebody microwaved fish.
That's a bad one.
You're not supposed to do that at work.
that is actually should be illegal.
Microwaving fish at work?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody done that here yet? That seems like the kind
Yeah.
of thing Matt Pajeski would do. Microwave fish.
Not here.
Are you sure? Because I know someone's done it here, and I thought it might have been Matt.
No, I would never do that here. I don't microwave a whole lot of things here. I don't have a whole lot of
It's
time
kind of
to.
you know what? That microwave gives me the ick.
Oh yeah, that's
because
nasty.
there's no spinning tray, and it just really creeps me out. It's a dirty old microwave, but there's no spinning tray, so you're like, if you heat up coffee, it just sits there. It doesn't spin. Something's off about that.
How do we not have a spinning tray?
Times are tough.
It's not that tough.
It could be.
Hey, really tough.
I don't know that microwave ever had a spinning tray.
The tray's there, it just doesn't spin.
Is the tray there?
The tray's there.
When's the last time you've actually seen a microwave without a spinning tray?
Just here, yesterday.
I mean, that aren't built for one.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen one.
I think Amy knows about this gross story. I one time was microwaving probably a sausage or a bratwurst or something like that.
Can you picture this guy bringing a sausage to work and
It's not
microwaving
fish.
it?
I can. That's why I thought he'd microwave a fish.
It wasn't fish. And as I'm sliding the plate of sausage into the microwave, the sausage kind of like rolls out over the plate and into the microwave. I'm like, grabbed it real quick. Kind of did a quick pat down and had to save
So
it.
it rolled on the ground of the microwave?
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It is because you just
There could be
it's a
food
microwave.
in there that is old
It's a
and
microwave.
diseased.
Microwave kills it all.
2-second rule.
Yeah, kills
It
it
was
all.
within a second. I grabbed that sausage.
Whatever.
I I wouldn't have grabbed the sausage off the floor, as Grange calls it, of the microwave.
The floor of the microwave. I bet Pajeski would eat anything off the floor. Honestly.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, like we said when we were talking about throwing food out when it gets bad and better safe than sorry, as one of our texters said, one go with food poisoning, it knocks you down. It humbles you a bit. You're not quite so cavalier about the 2-second rule or about food being old or not.
The World Cup continues to be just an amazing event, and this is one of those chaotic events in the sense that the sport and the game itself is so much fun, and the fans being excited about their teams playing well or the prospect of winning, they're so intense about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the World Cup, and it only happens every 4 years, obviously. But then there's all this other stupid stuff that happens around it. Like we have talked before, Amy, about all the hotel cancellations and the blocks of rooms in hotels that FIFA is allowed to come in to all the host cities and say, we are blocking all of these rooms. So like thousands of rooms. In Kansas City, it was thousands of rooms that they then had to re-release back to the public because FIFA said, actually, we're not going to be selling these rooms like we thought. FIFA has canceled, according to this story, 75% of reserved rooms. 75% of reserved rooms.
And that's going to hurt those towns, hurt the city, hurt the hotels, because those rooms have been blocked forever. So think of all the things that weren't planned because the hotel rooms were quote unquote full.
In Kansas City, FIFA booked 5,000 rooms on peak days. Then they released 75% of them. And they did it back in February, but we're just learning about it now. And you know what that says? It says that they thought there were going to be a whole lot more people there, and there aren't going to be. And ticket prices are part of the problem. Obviously, tourism is a problem because a lot of people don't want to come to the United States right now with the way things are. And here's what the interesting and actual, I think, the worst part about this is. Normally, if you have some sort of corporate event or a wedding or whatever, hotels expect at least some of those rooms to go unused. And usually there is a penalty or something for it. There are 0 penalties that FIFA has to pay these hotels for booking up all these rooms and then not getting to use them. And hotel managers and people who run them are saying that this is an unusual circumstance, that they usually get something back. They get reimbursed if all these rooms go unused. But FIFA's like, nah, we don't have to. Absolutely crazy. And by the way, the news is now telling us, according to CNN, that the Pentagon lockdown, it was a false alarm.
According to CNN sources, that's what they're saying.
False alarm on CNN, according to, that's what they say anyway. So it wasn't microwaved fish. That's good news.
Someone said it could have been Pete Hegseth's cologne, which is rude.
He's probably still wearing Brute. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. A little bit to go before we get to Cardinals pregame at 11:15 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Senior reporting software engineer, DriveCentric, limited liability company based in St. Louis, Missouri, to develop and maintain sophisticated back-end and front-end reporting solutions, data pipelines and visualizations, providing metrics to auto dealerships for sales and marketing function decision-making. Fully remote, must reside within the continental United States, requires quarterly travel to corporate headquarters in St. Louis, Missouri, approximately once every 3 months, for approximately 3 to 5 business days per trip. Apply online at drivecentric.com/company/careers.
Don't miss a hot tub and swim spa blowout sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the St. Charles Convention Center in the North Hall. Choose from over 25 American-made units on display. See hot tubs, swim spas, and cold tubs all ready for immediate delivery. Save up to 50% on MSRP. Financing is available. For more info, call 1-800-SPA-SALE. That's 1-800-SPA-SALE.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Unhappy with your job? Talk to your boss before you quit.
Is there something I can do to help sort of get over this hurdle?
Recruiter Jason Wachtel says a conversation could solve some or all of your workplace issues.
I think you have to have that conversation before you just say, I need to leave this job.
But if you want to pursue opportunities, don't burn bridges on the way out the door.
Because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. We have partly sunny skies, 84 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Multiple Pentagon floors have been locked down and evacuated due to a hazardous materials incident. That is some breaking news at this hour, and we don't have many more details other than that.
On this vote, the yeas are 198, the nays 218. Two-thirds not being in the affirmative, the rules are not suspended, and the bill is not passed.
On the House floor this morning, the House failing to pass a short-term extension of the FISA through July 2nd. While 7 Democrats voted in favor, it failed to reach a two-thirds majority, as expected, as Democratic leadership said they won't support it under President Trump's new pick for the Director of National Intelligence, Bill Pulte. 19 Republicans voted against the short-term extension as well. Speaker Mike Johnson said afterwards it's Democrats holding the country's safety hostage.
It is shameful and it is very, very dangerous.
It's what economists were not hoping for. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits unexpectedly rose last week.
Analysts were anticipating a decline of about 5,000 in the number of first-time jobless applications. Instead, the figure went from 225,000 filings 2 weeks ago to 229,000 last week. Jobless claims are seen as an indicator of layoff activity. They're approaching their high for the year.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan. Missouri could run out of money by the middle of next year, according to State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick.
We're collecting a little over $13 billion in revenue into the General Revenue Fund. We're this year going to spend about $2 billion more than that. Okay, so a $2 billion deficit.
He released a report Wednesday showing Missouri would have only $600 million in general revenue funds by the end of June of next year, and that would drop to zero shortly afterwards. Fitzpatrick tells Missouri Net Governor Kehoe should use his veto pen to shrink the fiscal year 2027 budget. The penny shortage has eased now that the Federal Reserve announced it will still distribute pennies for now, although the U.S. Mint won't make new ones. Jackson Hadaway with the Missouri Bankers Association says many states like Missouri have introduced bills that dictate how to round cash transactions.
I think what you will eventually see is most companies that deal in cash in any way are going to go to 5 or 0 to just try to reduce the friction of handling penny management and dealing with the rounding, et cetera. There will always be customers who want to deal in cash.
Governor Kehoe has yet to sign Missouri's penny bill into law. Hadaway says those laws give legal protection to retailers. Developer Brian Hayden says he remains deeply optimistic about downtown St. Louis's trajectory. That's despite another of his apartment buildings heading toward receivership after defaulting on a loan for the 82-unit Gallery 1014 building on Locust. According to the Business Journal, that building was listed for sale in March. That makes 3 of Hayden's downtown properties that have been placed in receivership in less than a year.
Severe thunderstorms late this afternoon and evening can bring downpours, hail, damaging winds, even a tornado. Ahead of the storms, it'll be very hot and humid with a high near the record of 98. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on 104.1 FM KMOX.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, it is partly sunny and 84 degrees. Make that 85 degrees now. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Congressional baseball?
Oh, okay.
Are we talking politics here? Republicans versus Democrats. That's Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt. Show me something
what is
from the
happening?
show me state. Schmidt laying out to make the. That's my senator.
Oh.
That's my senator.
I didn't even know that was a thing. But...
How about that on SportsCenter? Eric Schmidt, who we talked to yesterday on Gas House Gang.
How'd that go?
Great. Would love to talk to him about some issues, something other than baseball. We did talk about the sports bill, the one about collegiate athletes and the transfer rules and saving sports is what they're calling it. And it's a bipartisan effort because, players are transferring at will. It's just crazy going back and forth and multiple transfers, and it's just creating a lot of chaos. And there is an effort in Congress to do something about that, and we'll see how successful it is. So he was really good talking about that stuff. Would love for him to come on KMOX News, That'd be really great. But anyway, he made that great catch. The Republicans won the congressional baseball game. So
they said they sold 32,000 tickets for the congressional baseball game, which I know is a big tradition. Is it all like family and friends? Like, who would want to go? Do you know who would want to go to that?
I don't know, man.
You want to see Chuck Schumer play baseball?
Nobody wants to see that. I guess 30,000 people
Nancy
want to
Pelosi
see something.
Play baseball? I don't know. I mean, it's got to be family and friends, right?
Yeah.
Or people who are trying to show support. I don't know. It's kind of. I just thought 32,000 tickets seems like a lot. And don't get me wrong, that was a great catch by Eric Schmidt. He got all bloodied. His face was all bloody. He landed on his face. And he did cover a lot of ground. He did cover a lot of ground.
He tends to.
But I just am surprised that anybody would want to go to that.
I forgot to extend to him the invitation to come onto this show when we
You had
talked to him
one
yesterday.
job.
I know.
You had
Blew that one.
one job on the Gas House Gang. Literally, the last thing I said to you was, hey, see if Senator Schmidt will join us.
Before we get back to baseball, I have one more job here to do right now, and that is to give away tickets to see the Doobie Brothers in Santana June 20th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, thanks to Live Nation. And we need caller number, what was that number you just showed me? 6. Caller number 6 to the contest line. Contest line, doofuses, 314-955-1120. 955-1120. And if you're whatever number Amy just said, you can win those tickets.
6.
Caller number 6. That's it. So best of luck to you. One more thing. Coming up June 17th, that's Wednesday, next Wednesday, is Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark.
Day game, 1:15 pitch.
Cardinals, Padres. San Diego, good team. You get to see Fernando Tatis. You know, that's a pretty big deal. I think you want that. We will be broadcasting live from inside Gate 1 at Busch Stadium, that's the right field, right corner, right on Broadway near the highway. We're going to be right there at that entrance inside. We'll be doing our show 9 to noon, and we're actually going to start before the gates open, but we'll be there. And then we're guest bartending at the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar right there. And we'll be handing out booze and stuff.
Float trip themed.
That's right. Wear your float trip
I'm wearing my
gear.
float trip shorts.
Then,
like Hawaiian print.
The most important part, this part right here, Amy, which you already know about. Tickets, $15 for our special section. $15. Do you understand how inexpensive that is for Major League Baseball? Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. And you can get those $15 tickets right there. It's going to be a great time.
So if you go to,
and you'll be pretty close to Tarps Off.
Yeah, which we're gonna make our way there. We have to go to Tarps Off. I haven't been to Tarps Off yet this year. We have to go. At Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter. At Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter. You may think, yeah, it's a day game. That's tough. We got you covered. We are committing identity fraud and posing as doctors. Doctors Chris Ranji and Amy Mark Scores. I believe we are MDs of Fun.
MDs of Fun, is that what it says?
That's what it says.
On the official doctors.
Yeah.
So we're doing a doctor's note?
I said PhDs of Fun, but we're stolen valor here. MDs of Fun. It's a doctor's note, and it says to whom it may concern, and it is official doctor's note that you have to attend Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark, that you can be excused from work.
Where's that going to be on our...
It's on our Twitter, at Chris Amy KMOX.
At Chris Amy KMOX
and
on
Missouri
Twitter.
State Senator Tracy McCreary, she actually commented and said she thought it was a yacht rock pop-up. And she said, I was like, sign me up. Well, you can still come.
It could be whatever you want it to be.
You can still come, Senator McCreary.
Look, fun is fun,
We
okay?
would love for you to be there.
Just create your own fun. Is that all right? And by the way...
Our doctor's note also advises the patient to consume a beverage or two.
A beverage or two?
Yeah, at
Look
the
at us.
Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up.
Look, when you're of age, you got to be of age, though. And here's the other thing. We got to go. Goodbye. See ya. Cardinals baseball next.
Time for the O'Connor Insurance Keys to the Game. I'm Chris Ranji, KMOX Sports. Cardinals will finish up a